Hey, here everyone. Back again, freshly showered. Actually put her in the shower with me for the first time. She gets baths all the time, but I'm kind of feeling like a lazy Sunday today. Anyway, so I guess today's topic would be, and I've got a full list of topics and I never know where to start, and I'm not looking at any paperwork ever when I'm doing these things, obviously. But I think what I wanted to talk about today is being single versus finding a relationship. So I am at the age where a whole lot of people, straight, gay, otherwise, are not sure what they want to do with their relationships. So we being all of us, we know people that are miserable in their marriages or relationships, not happy. In my personal own experiences, so many women that hit 40 and up have realized they've lived their entire life for their family or their husband or their children, and they've lost their identity, and so they're looking to find that again. And that's fantastic and wonderful. But you hear all these stories and you recall, or I recall, my own personal misery and stories and that kind of thing, and do I want to go through that again? I've always said love is worth it, but dang, it's hard. And woo, love hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad sometimes. And there's a number of reasons for that pain and all that, and that could be a whole nother episode. So I wonder, sometimes, do I want that? Which I do. Or is it cool to be single? Like, am I down with that? And I have to say that I totally am. Taking today, for instance, I get up and can do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. So I just laid around in bed for a little while, and I'm usually a morning person, get right up, but today, whatever. And I didn't have to answer to anybody or be responsible for something or have to go somewhere, which I'd rather not do, because I'm an ambivert, as it turns out, and so I can, once I get somewhere, I can be fine, but I'd rather just stay at home. So that's the introverted side of me that is very happy and pleased by whatever. And being single, I can watch and do whatever I want. And watching things, I think because I live by myself and instead of just talking to all my pets all the time, I have conversation in the background, and that's usually on TV, and it's YouTube videos or whatever. And so I went on my usual, and sometimes I wonder if I don't have a little strain of Asperger's or autism sometimes. Although I have taken the test and I don't really have that. I'd be totally fine if I did. I could watch Adele over and over and over. It's not the music so much as her whole entire personality and her whole story. She's authentic, she's real, she's true to herself, and she makes no apologies for it whatsoever, and I absolutely adore that. So anyway, I was on a whole Adele kick again today, just watching all the documentaries that are out there. Could I do that when I'm with somebody, if I were in the mood? Sure, if it's the right person, but those are rare to find. So I was just thinking about, can I do that? And when I decided to finally make coffee in my little coffee press, would I have had to wait? And if I want to eat non-breakfast food items, which I prefer, and like, for example, I went to Publix and I had a whole roast chicken that I had peeled apart and everything, which makes me gag a little bit when I have to actually peel it apart, but that's a whole nother story. And anyway, so I was just eating that with a little side of salt and pickles. That's what I wanted today. And then I kind of slugged around, and I have so many things I need to do for work, but I'm taking my time and getting around to that. And chores that need to be done around the house. As a single person, which, if you are single, you know you have to do all the chores by yourself. And where I live, that includes outdoor stuff as well. So that's what I've been doing all day, but according to my own tempo and my own time, without having to answer to anybody about anything. And I don't have to worry about how loud the TV is or when I'm going to do something or any of that stuff. So I finally have gotten to a point where, and I've been at this point for almost 2 years now. It was 3 years of being like, oh, woe is me, I really want a relationship. And I really do want a relationship, I do. I love to be a loving partner to somebody and have that returned to me and that affection and being able to talk to somebody, and that's what I want. At the same time, it's pretty great to be a single person out there in the world. I just don't have any qualms with it. And I think I've finally gotten to that point where I can actually say that out loud when other people are talking about their relationships and everything. And because that's my truth. That's my honesty right now. So that is quite the opposite of what this whole entire video series is about, if I think about it, because I was just talking about how it's hard to find relationships on this particular video series. And yet I'm okay by myself, so I guess it could be a relationship with my own self and accepting of who I am and what I am and how I do the things I do and at my own tempo, which I get on my own nerves a lot. And then other times I make myself laugh out loud sometimes too, and that's cool. But I don't get to share any of that with anybody. So back to it, I really would like to find a relationship. But if I don't, I've come to the point where it's totally okay. And maybe you have too. And if you haven't, maybe you'll get there before, you go into a major, huge depression like I've been in before. Because I haven't hit that in a long time, and it's pretty fantastic. Because those can be deep and dark, and that can be a whole separate video. Anyway, hope y'all are having a great Sunday or day if you happen to be watching this on a completely different day. And y'all take it easy, and I'll be back for another video next week. See ya!